Now in this class we will do some extra practice questions on polynomials. Now the question is, find the value of k if the polynomial 2x square minus 3kx plus 5 has 9 as the sum of its zeros. Okay, 9 is given to be the sum of the zeros, but the zeros are not given to us. So what we can do in the beginning here is, we can assume the zeros as alpha and beta. Let alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial px. We can name the polynomial as px. This is polynomial px. So the moment we say alpha and beta are the zeros of this polynomial, we can write two relations, that alpha plus beta is minus b upon a and alpha into beta is c upon a. Now what is minus b upon a in this case? Here a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 3k and c is equal to 5. So minus of minus 3k upon a, which is 2. That gives you 3k upon 2. Similarly, the product is alpha into beta, which is c upon a, and that in this case will be 5 upon 2. So these are the, and what is given to us? 9 is the sum of the zeros. So in place of alpha plus beta, we can write 9 here. So this equation will become 9 is equal to 3k upon 2. That means 18 is equal to 3k or k is equal to 6. And we had to just find the value of k, and that we could do without using this result. But yes, whenever alpha and beta are given to be the zeros of the given polynomial, you should always write both these results immediately and you will get the answer from these two equations. Now the next question is, if one zero of the polynomial, the given polynomial, is the reciprocal of the other, then find the value of a. So first of all, whenever the polynomial is given to us, we can name the polynomial as px, and secondly we can write down what is a, b and c in the given polynomial. You know a is always the coefficient of x square, so a square plus 9, b is the coefficient of x, that is 13, and c is the coefficient, c is the constant term, that is 6a in this case. Now it is given if one zero of this polynomial is the reciprocal of the other. There are two zeros and they are the reciprocals of each other. So what will you assume the two zeros as? In normal circumstances we assume the zeros as alpha and beta. But when the condition is already given here that one zero is the reciprocal of the other, we can say let alpha and 1 upon alpha are the zeros of the given polynomial. So what can you say? The sum of the zeros is 1 plus 1 upon alpha is equal to minus b upon a, and that is minus 13 upon a square plus 9. Secondly, the product of the zeros, alpha into 1 upon alpha, is equal to c upon a, which is equal to 6a upon a square plus 9. Now from here you can easily see, when the roots are reciprocals of each other, their product will be equal to 1. So using this expression, we get 6a is equal to a square plus 9, or a square minus 6a plus 9 is equal to 0. This will become a minus 3 whole square is equal to 0, or we'll get a is equal to 3. The value of a we have found out, and we did not require this because the sum of the zeros was not given to us. So with the reciprocal, we use the product of zeros. If it is given one zero is the negative of the other, in that case we say sum of the zeros will be 0. When one zero is given to be the reciprocal of the other, then we say the product of the zeros is equal to 1. This is a very important point to remember. Next question is, find a quadratic polynomial whose zeros exceed the zeros of x square plus 5x plus 6 by a number 2. Find a quadratic polynomial. Yesterday I told you, find a quadratic polynomial means you all know the formula is x square minus sum of the zeros into x plus product of the zeros. This is the formula for creating a quadratic polynomial. Now the zeros, if you know the zeros of a quadratic polynomial, you can find the sum and the product, put it in this expression and you will get the quadratic polynomial. Here the question is, find a quadratic polynomial whose zeros exceed the zeros of this polynomial by a number 2. Okay. So let us first assume, let alpha and beta be the zeros of x square plus 5x plus 6, and the moment we write this line, this and this are the zeros of the given polynomial. What do we write? Alpha plus beta is equal to minus 5, alpha into beta is equal to 6. How did you get minus 5? By the formula minus b upon a, and this is by the formula c upon a. Okay. So if alpha and beta are the zeros of this polynomial, what can you say about the zeros of the quadratic polynomial which you have to find? It is given that the zeros of this quadratic polynomial exceeds the zero of this polynomial by a number 2. Therefore, can I say alpha plus 2 and beta plus 2 are the zeros of new quadratic polynomial that is to be formed, that is to be found, or that is to be formed, anything. Now if this and this are the zeros, then what will be the sum of the zeros? Sum of the zeros will be alpha plus 2 plus beta plus 2, which is equal to alpha plus beta plus 4. Now what is alpha plus beta from this expression? Minus 5 plus 4, which gives you minus 1. Product is equal to alpha plus 2 into beta plus 2, that gives you alpha beta plus 2 alpha plus 2 beta plus 4. Now alpha beta is equal to 6 plus twice of alpha plus beta, that is 2 into minus 5 plus 4. So that gives you 10 minus 10, which is equal to 0. So sum is minus 1, product is 0. Therefore, the quadratic polynomial formed is x square minus the sum, which is minus 1 into x, plus the product, which is 0, which is equal to x square plus x is the quadratic polynomial formed. Next is, find a quadratic polynomial whose zeros are half the zeros of the given polynomial. Now you understood, it is just similar to the previous question. You have to form a quadratic polynomial whose zeros are not directly given to you, but they are connected to the zeros of this polynomial. Means the zeros of that new quadratic polynomial are half the zeros of the given polynomial. First of all, we will say let alpha and beta are the zeros of this quadratic polynomial, x square minus 7x plus 10. So what do we write immediately after this? Alpha plus beta is minus b upon a, which is minus of minus 7 upon 1, which is equal to plus 7. Alpha into beta is equal to c upon a, which is equal to 10 upon 1, that is 10. So what are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial? They are the half of the zeros of this polynomial. So therefore alpha upon 2 and beta upon 2 are the zeros of the new quadratic polynomial that is to be formed. So what is the sum of the zeros? For finding the quadratic polynomial, we need to find out the sum and the product. So sum is alpha plus beta upon 2. Now what is alpha plus beta? That is equal to 7. So 7 by 2. Product of the zeros is equal to alpha by 2 into beta by 2, which is equal to alpha beta upon 4. Now alpha beta is equal to 10. So 10 upon 4 will give you 5 upon 2. Therefore the quadratic polynomial formed is x square minus sum of the zeros, that is 7 by 2, plus product of the zeros, which is 5 by 2. Next question number 15 is, if one zero of the given polynomial is the negative of the other, find the value of k. The very important thing in these questions is to first write down the polynomial in its standard form. Right now it is not in the standard form because first of all we should have the highest degree term, that is x square. Secondly, we should have the second highest degree term, which is x in this case, and then the constant term. This is the standard form of the given polynomial. Now what is a here? A is equal to 4, b is equal to minus 8k, and c is equal to minus 9. So these are a, b and c given here. Now what is given to us? One zero of this polynomial is negative of the other. So what do we assume the two zeros as? Let alpha and minus alpha be the zeros of the given polynomial. If you want, you can name it in the beginning itself. So what is the sum? Sum is given by alpha plus minus alpha is equal to minus b by a, that is minus of minus 8k upon 4, which is equal to 2k. Product is equal to alpha into minus alpha, which is equal to c upon a, and that is equal to minus 9 upon 4. Now look at these two. The first expression will give you alpha plus minus alpha, means it is 0. So 0 is equal to 2k gives you k is equal to 0. So what is the value of k? We have found the value of k as 0. But if you use this side, you will not get anything, because minus alpha square is equal to minus 9 by 4 will not give you much. You will get the value of alpha, which we don't need actually. We need to find the value of k. So this is how we will do these type of questions. Now the next question is question number 16th. Find the value of k such that the sum of the zeros of the given polynomial is half the product of the zeros. Just understand one thing, that everything has to be done with sum of the zeros and product of the zeros. Whatever condition is given in the question, just apply that condition and you will automatically get the answer. And one very important thing to remember is that your polynomial should always be in the standard form. Here the polynomial which is given to us is, let us assume that polynomial as px. Let px is equal to 3x square plus 2kx minus k plus x minus 5. Right now you cannot say that the polynomial is in the standard form, because it has to be in the form of, first of all, x square term, then term containing x. Now there are two places at which the term containing x is coming, so we will have to combine them. We will write 2k plus 1 and outside bracket x, means we have taken x common from these two terms. Inside the bracket we are left with 2k plus 1, then minus k minus 5. No x term, means it is the constant term. So here a will be 3, b is 2k plus 1, and c is minus k minus 5. Now if I say alpha and beta are the zeros, so what is alpha plus beta? That is minus b upon a, and that will be minus 2k plus 1 upon 3. Alpha into beta is c upon a, which is equal to minus k minus 5 upon 3. After writing this, now read the question once again. Find the value of k such that the sum of the zeros is half the product of the zeros. It means sum of the zeros is equal to half the product of the zeros. Now put the values here. Minus 2k plus 1 upon 3 is equal to half into minus k minus 5 upon 3. This 3 and 3 will get cancelled. So minus 2k plus 1 is equal to minus k plus 5 upon 2. Minus and minus will also get cancelled. Now cross multiply, I'll get 4k plus 2 is equal to k plus 5. That gives you 3k is equal to 3, and this implies k is equal to 1. We have just converted the polynomial in the standard form. We have written what is a, b and c. Then we wrote the sum and the product of the zeros. After doing this much, read the question. What about the condition? What is given in the question? That the sum is half the product. Sum is equal to half of product, and hence we get the solution like this. Next, question number 17th is, if minus 5 is one of the zeros of the given polynomial, find p. We'll read the rest of the question later on. First, complete till here. If minus 5 is one of the zeros of the given polynomial, let us assume the polynomial as px. This is the polynomial given to us, and it is given minus 5 is one of the zeros. Now, one of the zeros means if I put minus 5 in the given polynomial, its value should reduce to 0. Therefore, you can write that as minus 5 is one of the zeros of the polynomial px, therefore, if I put minus 5 in place of x, then the polynomial should reduce to 0. That is by the definition of 0 of a polynomial. So, what do I get here? This is 50 minus 5p minus 35, minus 15 is equal to 0. So, 50 minus 15 will be 35 minus 5p is equal to 0, or 35 is equal to 5p, and hence p is equal to 7. Now, after getting the value of p, it says hence, means after putting this value of p in the expression, find the value of k if both the zeros of this polynomial are equal. Now, that polynomial I'll name as qx, p into x square plus x plus k. What is the value of p we have obtained? 7, because it is saying a hence. Hence means using the above result, show the second result. So, in place of p we have put the value 7 into x square plus x plus k. So, if I just write it in the standard form, this polynomial will be like this, where a is equal to 7, b is equal to 7, c is equal to k. Now, they want that the zeros, find the value of k if both the zeros are equal. What is the condition for equal zeros? That the discriminant should be equal to 0. Discriminant is b square minus 4ac. So, that means 7 square minus 4 into 7 into k is equal to 0. 28k is equal to 0. That gives you 49 is equal to 28k, and hence k is equal to 49 upon 28. That is, the value is 7 upon 4. So, the value of k for which the roots of the zeros of the given polynomial are equal is 7 upon 4. Next, question number 18th. If alpha and 1 upon alpha are the zeros of the given polynomial, find the value of k. Again, first of all, first step is to name the polynomial. After naming the polynomial, second step is to write it in the standard form. We will check every time. Here it is already in the standard form. After this, we will write down what is a, b and c. Here a is 4, b is minus 2. Don't forget the minus signs. And c is the constant term, which is k minus 4. Now here the zeros are alpha and 1 upon alpha. So what is the meaning of alpha and 1 upon alpha? Means the zeros are the reciprocals of each other. So in such a case, we prefer to take the product of the zeros. Normally these questions, they come for 1 mark. So you need not spend too much of time on this. So we can simply say, as the zeros are the reciprocals of each other, then what can you say? Are the reciprocals of each other. Therefore, the product of zeros is equal to 1. Reciprocal है तो उनको multiply करेंगे, the answer will be 1. Now, what is the product according to this polynomial? Product is given by c by a. Now, what is c? K minus 4, and a is 4. So, the equation formed is k minus 4 is equal to 4, and this implies k is equal to 8. Similarly, here if the zeros would have been like alpha and minus alpha are the zeros of the given polynomial. In that case, you will say alpha and minus alpha are the zeros. So, in this case, nothing to do with the product. We can say sum of the zeros in this case will be equal to 0. and find out the sum from the polynomial using the formula minus b upon a, put it equal to 0, and whatever unknown value is there, you will get the answer for that. Okay. Next, question number 19th. Find the value of b for which 2x plus 3 is a factor of the given polynomial. So again, what will I do? I will name the polynomial as px, and now it is given that 2x plus 3 is a factor. So as I told you yesterday also, 2x plus 3 is a factor, means x is equal to minus 3 by 2 is a 0 of the given polynomial. If this is a 0, it means if I put the value x as minus 3 by 2, the value of the expression should reduce to 0 by the definition of 0 of a polynomial. I hope all of you know the definition now. 0 of a polynomial is that value of the variable which makes the entire polynomial 0. So here when it is saying that minus 3 by 2 is a 0 of the given polynomial, it means minus 3 by 2 is that value of the variable x which will make the polynomial 0. That means if I simplify it, what do I get? Minus 27 upon 8 plus 9 into 9 by 4 plus 3 by 2 minus b is equal to 0, and after simplifying it, you just put it equal to 0, and from here you will get the value of b. If you want, you can solve it also. You will get, this is 81 upon 8 plus 81 upon 4 plus 3 by 2 minus b is equal to 0. Take the LCM as 8 here. So it is 81 plus 162 plus 12 is equal to b. So after adding them up, 162 plus 81 plus 12 will give you 255 upon 8 is equal to b. This is the value of b which will make 2x plus 3 a factor of the given polynomial. Now the next question is, check whether 3 is a 0 of the given polynomial or not. Again, for checking whether it is a 0 or not, what do we have to do? We have to put the value of x as 3. So p3, I'll put it here. And when do we say that it is a 0? If it is coming out, the value is coming out to be equal to 0. So 3 square minus 9 minus under root 4 into 3 square minus 14 into 3 plus 6. Now it is equal to 9 minus 12 plus 3 plus under root 9 minus 9 minus under root 36 minus 42 plus 6. So inside the bracket under root sign, 9 plus 3 is 12 and 12 minus 12 is 0. Here also 9 minus 9 is 0. 36 plus 6 will give you 42. 42 minus 42 will be 0. So it is all throughout 0. If I put x as 3, the polynomial is reducing to 0. Therefore, we can say 3 is a 0 of the given polynomial px.